Some people who live at a mobile home park in Louisville are looking for a new place to live, and they're not happy about
The
it.
town has told them they have to move their RVs and their campers by the end of the month, that their homes violate a town ordinance.
WAT 6 on your side consumer reporter Don Dare visited Country Acres Estates, where he talked with the park owner and RV owners. Don.
Well, that's right, Bo. Several of those we talk with are disabled and living on the edge. Country Acres Estates was opened in 1987. The out-of-the-way park was approved for 45 mobile home pads, but the town of Louisville says because there are RVs and campers on the property, they have to leave. Pam Brazel and Dewey Nguyen are neighbors. Mr. Nguyen looks out for her after Pam was injured a few months ago. She's lived in her RV for more than a year. So is he. They moved to the big Country Acres Estates in the town of Louisville because it's peaceful, safe, and out of the way. But about a dozen people will have to move their homes by the end of June.
I was informed on October of 2022 that I'm not in compliance with the city of Louisville with the campers. And I've had campers in here since 1990, and not one word has ever spoken to me about being not in compliance.
Ken Mack owns Country Acres Estates. He showed us a letter that says the campers and RVs are in violation of a town of Louisville ordinance. The park was approved for mobile homes, it says, but RVs and campers aren't allowed, apparently.
If I can't have any campers in my area in the town of Louisville, then everybody else has got campers in the town of Louisville. They better write them a letter and get everybody in compliance.
This is Mr. Nguyen's RV we see behind us here. How many more RVs have to go by the end of June?
Altogether, there's 11 have to go.
There's nowhere to move. So people like us don't have anywhere to go. What are we supposed to do?
It'd just be hard. I mean, you just can't get up and just move. It's hard. You got to pay first month's rent, last month's rent. So you got to find somebody to move it. I mean, it costs too much.
A few of those who will have to move are disabled. Others said they live paycheck to paycheck.
We're not visible from the road. We're not bothering anyone. We don't have a lot of problems in here. I don't understand if they're going to pick on this area. Why are they not making all the campers leave?
Nobody is accepting RV right now. Nobody around this area other than just, for 1 or 2 weeks. So I can't keep on the move and, find a nearby location to schools and doctor visits.
Originally, the town of Louisville wanted the RVs and campers gone by the end of January, but the people who live in them were granted an extra 6 months by the town.
There's 2 other parks within 2 miles of us that allow campers, and they're not harassing them to go. And I mean, it's $500 just to get someone to move you.
6 on your side contacted the town of Louisville. The mayor said the board of mayor and aldermen represent all citizens of Louisville. We are glad to speak with residents of our town about any situation of their concern. But time is running out. You're going to have less than a month to find a place.
Yeah. Yes.
Will you be able to do that?
No. No, I will not.
Now, Sally, Pam, Heather, Dewey, and others told us, yes, they want to speak with the alderman and the mayor to ask why they have to move their RVs when others don't. Right now, they don't understand it, and they told us no one has explained it to them. They said if there were issues with their park or with their homes, they could see the reasoning. They also said since some of their units have been at Country Acres Estates for years, why now do they have to move? We'll keep you up to date. Bo?
Yeah, please do, Don. If you have a consumer question for Don, take a moment, send him an email at ddare@wat.com. You can also give him a phone call at 865-633-6923.